let's go into this early, not late.
Into a series of high splits sometime.
As you see JJ Reddick and Dan Hurley, who used to be Bobby Hurley's little brother. And now, instead of Bobby Hurley's little brother, he's now become a coach that everyone knows. So now, from being a world famous coach
it's a
that everyone knows,
a dunk,
or D Dan Hurley,
or a catch and shoot.
The legendary two-time coach, champion with UConn, and he's become a bigger success at coaching than his brother. So, sitting here with JJ Reddick, he goes over certain plays. Listen to this.
There's a play you guys have where you run a skip pass to the big, and then you get into a series of high splits. Sometimes it's a ghost screen for a dunk, or you get to a three-pointer either on a DHO or a catch and shoot. Where did you steal that play from?
Hey, so I think the inspiration the last 2 years, especially this year, is like watching college football now, or Shanahan from the NFL, how they'll have these formations. Obviously, the pace and the tempo of their cuts and their actions, but like how they'll have trips out of shotgun, with two in the backfield, and out of that formation, there's like 7 or 8 different things they do out of it, right? There's like a sweep, a play action, a deep post, right? All these different things. So I think going into this year, me and Luke Murray, we got together and we're like, we want to have 10 different formations, all right? Whether it's, a floppy, a regular horns with the 4 and 5 high, an inverted horns, a low 1-4, a box set. We want to have 8 to 10 different, different formations that we would have, all these different wrinkles for, right? Something for a shooter, whether it's like a, wide pin or a flare rescreen, or a jets for us, which is staggers. So out of every formation, we want to have something for a shooter, something that's going to finish with some type of a ball screen action, something with a deep post up, something to open up an ISO for somebody to drive it. We want to have, so out of each formation, anytime we run it, the defense is going to have no idea whether it's a post up, something for a shooter, or whatever it is. So that action you're talking about, that's, we saw somebody in FIBA do it. Maybe it was a team in Turkey. And we just layered on top of what theirs was. Theirs was just basically a ghost, like that ghost action from guard to guard, where they were just trying to drive it, and the 5-man is in that opposite weak side corner. And now if his man steps up to help, they would just throw the lob dunk, and that was the whole action. So for us, we just wanted to kind of, if that was taken away, how are we going to continue to flow and play? So if we couldn't get downhill and drive it, and the big sees that he's not going to get a lob dunk, he's now stepping, catching that over the top pass, that guard, that ghost. He's using a flare into what would be a grenade or a dribble handoff. If they blow that up, now that weak side corner guard is now going to come back to a zoom on ball. And if it's a switching team, look for your slips. If they lock and chase everything, you can curl the 4-man. That's the one that you saw Alex Caravan slip and dunk it. But it's actions that's just layered on top of each other, and we just try to disguise it with the formations.
So that's how his level of success was. And that's how he was able to move through the ranks. Now, what I can tell you is clear. Okay? This is clear as can be. This is the best coach for the Los Angeles Lakers. There was nothing wrong with the Los Angeles Lakers, period, when it came to coaching ability, coaching probability, nothing. A numbskull can coach the Los Angeles Lakers. Coaching wasn't their problem. Actual play was their problem. The actual game being played. What's going to happen, and is Dan Hurley going to be the kind of guy and the kind of coach, as fiery as he is, he's white, so it's passion. As passionate as he is about the game, how is this going to resonate when he's yelling on the court the way he did in college? Can't yell at NBA players like that. It's going to be a whole new world. You yell at LeBron like that one time, JJ Reddick will be taking over. Will he bring JJ in as an assistant? I got to ask my buddy that. I got to hit him up today and ask my source, is that even a possibility? But this is the essentialness of it. Zach Edey from Purdue at the number 17 pick looks like probably a good addition for the Lakers, but I'm quite sure Dan Hurley is going to make a different decision. Well, he might make that decision. I think that's a very strong pick for them at the 17th. That would help them out tremendously, because he's a player that seems to understand system that he wants to run, that has a lot of different complications. And today's modern NBA players, it's not to say most of them not smart, a lot of them haven't been taught. Most of them can't run and disguise sets. They better yet can't even run the sets because they've never ran them in AAU and the 1 year of college that they went. And now that they're a pro and they average 24 points a game or 19 or what have you, it's a different world. They like, look, I've been playing in the league for 7 years. I know how to get my shot off. I know how to set up a guy. It's up to him. He's got a curl. You see what I'm saying? So when you start seeing things go in perspective and everything starts to change, then you start to feel it. Yes, I believe he is bringing him on. Stephon Castle will, if he's coming, I definitely believe he's going to be a Los Angeles Laker. If he's available. Because he knows how to run Dan Hurley's offense, which has a lot of different sets disguised as other sets. Like he told you, he likes to run different action plays. But here's the thing, in the NBA, these guys are very athletic and you got guys that could play 3-4 different positions. They can guard them because you don't have a lot of guys that's cutting and making a lot of movement. Everybody seems to be running to the three-point line and stationary, so it's easy to guard. Now, if you have an offense that's in motion, you could do different things and different variations. Now, this type of coach would be good for somebody like Anthony Davis, but horrible for somebody like LeBron James. Because UConn played with pace, and even though they set up different sets and different offensive disguising sets, LeBron's not going to run any of that. That's where it's going to be funny. But for the long-term goal of the team, LeBron James, this is the worst coach for him. Now, he's going to play ball. He's going to like it because he's smart and everything else, but he's not going to like it when he's trying to run certain plays and LeBron don't want to run those plays. Then we're right back in the same boat. Well, it's very easy. You could easily be right back in the same boat. Look at what they did. All you got to do is, if you see the techniques that they've used prior and previously, it's easy to see LeBron James moving in a whole different plateau. Every step they take was going to be one initially done to deter the other. So when you start deterring the other person for what they want to do, then it's the same thing you did with Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham didn't get a chance to run the way he wanted to run. And when LeBron didn't play, they won 60% of the games. When LeBron played, they won 55% of the games. So they won more when LeBron didn't play. No one's going to talk about that. And this is last season. Now, Yeah. LeBron James is what we thought he was. I think if they played a whole season without LeBron, they would have won 41 games. Or even probably less. It's like less or more. But they'd have been a team probably on the bubble. Why? Because they're a team that their offense consisted consisted of them moving, and they played the way Darvin Ham wanted to play, fast. The team played much faster and with better pace when LeBron James wasn't on the floor. The tempo was turned up. Guys was moving around. D'Lo was scoring more active, better shots. Everybody's getting, you having 3 guys with like 20 points per game. All when LeBron don't play. All of a sudden, D'Lo's getting better shots, better looks. Reeves is scoring, is up. The defensive intensity is up. And their scoring average is up. When LeBron's on the court, everything slows down to a crawl. D'Lo's numbers drop. Everybody, it's like, here we go. Back to the LeBron way. We're gonna watch him with the ball. He's gonna go one-on-one. He's gonna get a high pick and roll and switch to a small guard. And he's gonna try to shoulder and football drive him to the floor. Here we go. It's the same old, same old. Now you bring in a real coach who has all these action plays. Now, the Lakers want Dan Hurley to be a success. So if they're going to sign him to a long-term contract, that means the majority of their money is going to go to Darvin Ham and this coach here. Now, I can see him being your coach for the future because he can help you with recruiting. So he can help your general manager when it comes to recruiting, and I'm quite sure he's going to negotiate that in his deal, something Darvin Ham did not have the luxury of doing. They would ask Darvin Ham what he thought, but Dan Hurley will have a huge impact on who he brings, or who the Lakers bring onto the team. Now, the Bronny decision, that's out of his wheelhouse. Well, LeBron fans are delusional. They're a fan of just seeing him every day. Plus, if you're 24 years old or younger, or let's say even 27 years old and younger, you've been watching LeBron, and that's all you basically know. Every 30-year-old, that's all they've been knowing is LeBron. They don't remember Kobe Bryant too much. They remember Bron. So they grew up in the odyssey of LeBron. And LeBron's career, to me, has been about failure. He hasn't had that finals performance. His biggest final moment is a block. It wasn't a game-saving block. It wasn't like if the Warriors score that basket, they win the game. But they have to search for something from this bum. Because his career, he doesn't have those aesthetically pleasing plays that once you look at and see, you go, wow, oh, that's amazing. He has a dunk and a game that you watch on a clip, but in the overall scope of the picture, it doesn't mean anything. That block was a goaltend. I don't think it was, but Andre knew he should have dunked the ball, but he was coming off an injury. So well, when you can do certain things like shoot the basketball, you're gonna go to great heights. Especially in today's game. The game, basically, you don't even have to dribble. You don't have to know how to dribble. They've taken everything out of the game that you need to know how to do. Now, Boston, what people didn't really realize is that they were sending blitzers at Luka when he was getting the ball at half court. He kind of lethargically looks and dribbles, and he's not seeing the blitzer come off the pick and roll. So they're going to have to adjust to that, as Boston had about 4 or 5 steals off of Luka alone. Now, when you look at situations such as oh, you didn't have to. Thank you. When you look at certain elements of the game itself, You're stuck in different transitions. Well, when you make changes that benefit only one said person, the whole league is going to benefit from it. Klay Thompson, all he has to do is catch and shoot because they're worried about Steph. So if you have somebody like Steph who you got to pay attention to with movement, and you got somebody who like Klay who you can't really gamble off of because he's a catch and shoot guy. Once they go with this whole design of we're going to run out and jump out and guard the guy and grab the guy, it's all over. All these things are allotted to a different result. Now, when they run different action plays off the horn, the 4 is flexible off the 5. You know, it's like they run the action with the 4 instead of using the 3. The 2 guards now are in the post. It's just so much weird stuff happening now in the game. If you started off a play like that, you know the guy's gonna run a curl or run daggers. Like you automatically know that action play is gonna happen. An NBA player can adjust because he's seen it. You've seen almost every play ran in the NBA. You don't have to know the name of the play to recognize the action move off of who got the ball in the post, and the matter of where they posted up on the court. You can adjust to it because you're aware. So if you're aware, you can make the adjustment. Hip hop police follow me. Those are feds. All LeBron had to work on shooting the 3 because that's how the game evolved to. Steph Curry made that a constant thing. So now that's gonna basically run the NBA, and the way they run their sets is disruptive to how other teams are. Other people started to catch on and play like the Golden State Warriors, but they weren't them. Their offense wasn't stagnant and dependent on high pick and roll. A lot of people believe that, but it isn't. Steph can get his own shot at times, but he's more consistent off a high pick and roll and guys rotating and moving off that. Then he'll give the ball up and move without the ball. And he'll run through a blitz of screens. So all the guys got to know, okay, I'm finna get hit with a couple of screens on the back curl. Then I can't lose sight of Klay in the middle of this process. Clay gets you, boom, you hit. Then as soon as you fall asleep on that, this is why Golden State is now finding their dilemma and their problem. They normally had a mid-range guy, whether it was David West, where it was Sean Livingston, a guy that could score inside the paint, a guy who could hit that free throw line jump shot. That's what they've been missing in their unit, and it's weakened them. They don't have that mid-range guy anymore. Wiggins is supposed to be that. Kuminga is supposed to be that. So now, that hasn't been a consistent thing for them. When they went back to the championship and won, it's because Wiggins and Poole were filling those slots. Poole ego went through the roof and started thinking he was Steph Curry. He got punched in the mouth for it and was never the same. He led in all statistical categories, including losing, right? That's the stat I care about. Who won and who lost. Those NBA stats that they create, that's not even a stat. It doesn't mean anything if it doesn't equate to winning. You think I'm sitting around here saying how many points Luka Doncic had last night? Is anybody talking about, man, Luka had like 30-something points. Luka was on fire. No. No. You look at it as those are points scored in garbage time. So why would you be counting garbage time points? That doesn't make sense, right? So why would I be crediting and cheering for points LeBron scored in garbage time? So many different layers, man. It's hard to pinpoint one thing and then equate that to 90% of everything else you done seen in the world. If LeBron James could do those type of things on a basketball court and really be efficient and really be suffice as the main guy, then, you know, these situations and problems should not be representing themselves yet again, because there's no need to. You got to understand, there's no need to. No, if you don't find a need for something, you don't do it. There needs to be a presence, some type of a will driving you to do stuff. If it's not there, then what the hell are you doing it for? The will should be to win every time. That's the goal, win. What's the agenda for today? Win. I'm trying to win every game. I don't want to win in my system. I just want to make sure I get my points. I played on games and played on teams where we got blown out. Completely blown out. Did I stop competing in that game? Nope. I said, let me try to see what I get that works. Let's try to get some defensive stops that work. Let's stop what's killing us, so we'll know how to shut that down. And they're going to force somebody else to destroy us. It was this dude 6'8" that's destroying us. I'm 5'11". This dude, I'm taking the 6'8" guy. 6'8" guy is killing him. So, right away, go to work. The 6'8" guy can't put the ball down on the court dribbling against me unless he try to do a long dribble. But I'm quick enough to get to my spot. So wherever he wants to go, it's taking him long to get there. So he starts giving up the rock. And I say, okay, now we got a shot. And they want him to post up. But you got to pay for that post. You just can't throw it up. You're going to have to throw it real high for him. He was 6'8", but wasn't a super fast 6'8". There was no way for him to be dominating like he was. You see Dallas winning one home game. I see them winning 2 home games at the crib. Boston isn't like as dominant as y'all think they are. Matter of fact, I would take Dallas +7 for game 2. Boston just happened to hit all of their threes. The majority of their threes, they were just hitting. And Dallas, this is their first time really seeing them like this. So they'll be ready in game 2. Kyrie just shot bad. Can you imagine if Kyrie had it going just a little bit? So you live with that. It's one game. And you said, okay, I see what went wrong. I see what works. See what don't work. And you come back. Can Luka beat the refs? I don't know. We're going to see. I mean, this has been a fun NBA season for me. Like the playoffs, it's been quite interesting. I made a lot of money last round. Last round I couldn't miss. So I kind of see the same results. I picked Kyrie and Luka to both score under the average they had them at. I mean, Luka left the court and Kyrie, they were done like five minutes into the game. So the last 5 minutes, they basically sat them down. Said, all right, this game's over. I don't have the patience for a coach. See, that's the requirement you gotta have to be a coach, is the patience, princess. Because if I had the patience, then yes, I could be a coach. But no patience here. One play into the game, I'm gonna be choking and punching a play. And that's not I'd be like, did y'all hear me say the play? Yeah, that's not the play. I've been Bobby Knight times 10. That you would want for anybody. I don't know how you saying a guy's getting bailed out when he's putting the ball in the basket. I don't understand it. You think Minnesota's just a stupid ball team? I mean, they really are. They play very stupid basketball. Then Camp Man proved exactly what he is. A guy that can't get it done. Oh yeah, you think Bobby Knight could have coached in the NBA? He knows the game, but no, he couldn't deal with NBA players. Because the moment you think because you make millions of dollars you can't listen to Bobby Knight, that's when a chair is going upside your head. Luka is better than Tatum? Not a chance. Not a chance. You know that fake Kobe better than Luka Doncic. No, Luka's better. But it's not Tatum's fault. Tatum came up in a flawed AAU system. I've been telling y'all this for a long time, and you seeing the product of it when you see Anthony Edwards. This is a failed AAU environment. Then you seen Cuttino Mobley say the same words I said. He was like, is this AAU? Yes. AAU is part of the problem. There's no more teachers in the game. It's fanboys who pay the money to become coaches. There's no teachers of the game. You ask that coach, like, did you play ball in school? Oh yeah, I was on the team in high school. They got no league championships. They come from no championship pedigree. They barely know any plays. They go online looking up plays. I saw this in the Golden State game yesterday. They ran this play. Remember that play I showed y'all on the clip that they ran? Yeah, we're gonna run that. What's it called, coach? Yeah, they getting called for everything in the book. Illegal screens, illegal shifts. They do it all. Illegal screens is all through the NBA. What are you talking about? Nobody can set a screen anymore. And then when they call illegal screen in the game, you like, are you kidding me? They seem to do it down the stretch of games. When the game is on the line, somebody gets hit with an illegal screen call. Illegal screen. And there'll be no movement whatsoever. It'll be the best screen you ever set in your life. And all the illegal screens they let go, the Lakers, Anthony Davis can't set a screen. He moving the whole time. I'm like, all these guys, they trying to act like they trying to get by. Oh, I'm just trying to get by. I'm just trying to get by. It's a moving screen, ref. It's illegal. That's why I can't be a coach. I'd have been ejected. They're like, this is a record. Will he ever finish coaching a game? 5 straight games, 5 ejections in the first quarter. At least he made it 3 minutes this time. Davis, can you ever get out the first quarter? I'm trying. We can get a ref out here that know how to do his job. I wouldn't earn a dime in coaching. All my money would go to fines. It was like, well, his whole salary has been given away to fines. I would not make it. I know that. They'd be like, did Coach Davis just strike a player? Slap. Now that player's gonna be, I'm emotionally stressed. I'm not motivated. I need a personal day. He needs a personal mental health day because he's traumatized by the attack. I'm like, he gonna be really traumatized if his ass ain't on that court and practice and shoot around. You're gonna be really traumatized. You're gonna need a trauma unit to come get him if he ain't out there shooting in practice today. Can you imagine if I was sitting there coaching LeBron? LeBron's not coming into practice today. Oh, he ain't? All right, let me drive over to his house. Where's his house at? Over here? I'm Bron, yeah. It's Coach. Yeah. We got practice today. Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna run. I'm gonna practice at the crib. Oh, you are? Huh, okay, so you wanna run practice here? Yeah, okay, well, let me call the team. All right, team, yeah, Bron said he running practice at the crib. We over here. What? I didn't say that. No, you said you wanted to run practice, right? We're a team. Bron said we running practice at the crib. Come on over. It's Gatorade in the fridge. It's on Bron. I mean, come on, let's run practice. Gear up. Nobody's getting away. That's what I told you. I wouldn't make it. I would not survive. I'll be the quickest fire coach in the history of the game. They're gonna be, your team is losing, coach. Do you think it's because you got the screws too tight? I'll be like, when you screw something tight enough, it's in place, right? Yeah, okay, that's where it needs to be, in place. So we gotta keep them screws tight. They ain't tight enough. Keep adding the pressure. Tighten those screws up. Yeah, LeBron, his screws a lot loose. We gotta tighten him up. have any. Oh no, when it comes to him, the prima donna, you have to be ready at all times. There's like zero accountability. Oh, Bobby Hurley, it don't matter. It's gonna come down to the players. The players have to buy in. So if the players buy into a coach, the players buy into a system, then yeah, things will be different. But if they don't, then you know how the system is. You know how the game's gonna go. Anyway, Zeno had to get back in shape, man. And the reason why I had to get back in shape, because my knee was messed up. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't move. Now my wound is healing slowly. We gonna see. Shouts out to Kwame Brown Bus Life. Welcome to HDIITV Jag Sports with Jose Rodriguez, and we out.